Hello and welcome to this episode of Artist Alley Adventures. And today, we are going to be overviewing FanX Salt Lake City. I'm gonna show you the time I adventured to Utah, the state where I heard some guy got murdered or something.
If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
Anyways, let's see what happens. Will we profit $1 million or will we lose it all? So what is FanX anyway? Well, from my knowledge, it seemed like a mid-convention.
It was very, very chill, and take that for how you will, and the numbers that I got.
Question mark, but was it actually? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. And since this is Utah, the show days are Thursday to Saturday, so no Sunday for the Mormons. And apparently there's about 100,000 attendees. And honestly, I had low expectations, and you know why? That's because the economy is bad, and it's like, it doesn't even matter if 100,000 people show up, they're gonna be tight with their money. So I'm probably gonna make $1, but you never know. Okay, anyways. I decided to show up a day earlier, and when I got to the airport, I remembered not to wear any jewelry because I had to go through the metal detector. But what I did not realize is that my whole bottom half was full of metal. Guys, do not wear trip pants or new rocks to the airport. After that, I spotted a wild miku, and we were on our way. So I arrived in Utah, and I saw some beautiful mountains, which is a feature that is not available in Texas. So it's very fascinating to see. And I feel like the more I was nearing the convention, the more I was realizing that I probably underprepared. But whatever, we keep on vibing, okay? So I arrived to the wrong entrance as usual. And I set up my table. Look at this movie magic. So then I walked around the Artist Alley to get my steps in, and I spotted something suspicious. Now, I'm not saying that this guy is a scammer that does AI art and that he should not be allowed into conventions. Okay, and apparently this guy has cameras running at his booth 24/7, so, if I randomly die, you know why. Anyways, after that, I still had the whole rest of Wednesday to just relax, which is unique for me because usually I set up right before the convention and I'm never ready. So I make my way over to my luxurious living space. Oh, and you haven't even seen my sleeping quarters yet. It's got a great view. I was also hungry, so I decided to go out, and I saw some chicken that caught my eye, so I bought some. And I almost got ran over by cars because I'm an idiot, but it's okay. Hold it down, down. So after attempting to catch any morsel of sleep, I wake up and decide that I can't sleep. So I get ready, and then I have a terrible realization, which is that I forgot to bring my Ryuji plush. I know. This is extra devastating because Ryuji's voice actor is here, so it just made sense. I didn't bring my cool lanyard and I didn't bring Ryuji, but it's okay. So daylight strikes, and it's time to take our walk to the convention for our very first day, Thursday. It was hard getting a read on this city, but I was getting the feeling that there was really old parts of the city, but also they destroyed a lot of it and put parking lots. And then I'm just kidding, I went to a cafe to draw first. Okay, then for real, I went to the convention. And I noticed in my view the most shocking thing I've ever seen in my life. Link click cosplayers. So immediately I tackle them to the ground and I tell them about my favorite Chinese animated show. I'm just kidding, I didn't do that. That would be assault. But I was really excited, so we talked. And then they said they were tabling across from me, and I was like, Ain't no way. And this artist had so much link click stuff. It was dangerous. Okay guys, if you don't know, Link Click is one of my favorite shows. So I was really excited. Okay. And it was the best view ever. Unfortunately, I didn't get any photographic evidence, but I swear I wasn't hallucinating, guys. Then I went over to my friend, Coat Sinkleaf, aka Iron Fist Guy. If you watch my C2E2 vlog, that was a really long time ago though. Anyways, he gave me a bunch of ribbons, as usual, because he's a giver, okay? What can I say? And I even mentioned Link Click, and he gave me OMG Chinese gay people ribbon. Thank you. It's beautiful. So then I also ran over to this table who I knew was selling Link Click charms, and they are beautiful. So finally I get settled into my table and realize that I actually have to try to make money today. And so the con opens and I hear the roar of all the attendees. Okay, but actually for a Thursday, it seemed really busy, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, we always are on the art grind, so I made sure to finish some art. And I also got some little guys. So after a few many hours of standing and saying hello, and whenever you're ready, you can just tap right here and cash your card. We close up for the day. And on the first day, this is bad because I already sold out of stuff. Sorry. I'm an idiot, so I didn't stock up on my most popular prints, which is the Creepy Miku. So I ran out of the postcards, and then I only had 2 of the posters left. So then I walk around again, because I guess I'm just addicted to the Artist Alley. What can I say? It's kind of like crack cocaine. Just kidding. I wouldn't know. Anyways, I keep bumping into the same artists, and we also bumped into each other at a random Cane's in Florida. I mean, we were at the same convention, but outside of the convention, we bumped into each other at the Cane's, and then we also met at the Florida dinner party. So that's 3 times, 3 bumpage of each other. It's pretty funny. Okay, this is the net for Thursday, and it's looking really good. So I decide to reward myself with some sushi, and I go to this place called Ito Sushi. And you probably think I'm gonna eat sushi, but no, I was craving curry, so I got karage curry. I wish there was potatoes, but it's okay, it was still really good. Also, when I leave the sushi place, guess who I see again? It's Olive. Oh my god, why do we keep crossing paths? It's the second day, Friday. It's looking a little bit cloudy outside. I'm on my way to get some carbs because, just like my favorite vocal synthesizer, Kasane Teto, I love bread. So let's visit Vossin's Bakery. They got some alcoholic chocolate, and oh my god, look at the carbs. Delicious. I was really excited about these $2 pretzels, but then I realized the signs were wrong. So I actually got the thinner pretzels, but it's okay. Clocking into work. Someone actually wanted my Miku sign that I put there, so I just gave it to them. And now we have some new friends. Yippee. So today was basically exactly like Thursday, work-wise, but I do want to share the moment of the day. So at the beginning of the day, I was very kindly gifted coffee by a friend, and you know, I was just sipping on it over the course of the day, and also sipping on my water because that's just a pastime thing I do to look busy. And then you know how when the human function where you absorb liquids and then it goes into your bladder and then you need to pee? Well, that started happening to me, and it started happening really bad. So as soon as I knew it, I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and it got to the point where I was just standing there. You know, I was putting on my best customer service face, aka a pained smile, because I've been smiling too much all day, and I don't know what's going on with my face. I can't control my facial muscles. But all I was thinking about, all that was going through my head was how much I needed to go pee. They were like, "Oh, your art is so nice," and I was like, "Thank you." In my mind, I was like, I need to pee so bad. What if I bribe this person with my art to help me watch my table while I go pee? But eventually, do you remember the Link Click cosplayers? I realized that yesterday they had like 10 helpers at their table. So then I quickly scurry on over, and I was like, is there any help? Yeah, and then they gave me one of their buddies to help watch my table, and you know, truly, they saved my life. They saved me from developing a UTI. So I'm very grateful for that, and that's just another reason that ties into why Link Click is so good. Really. Anyways, after con activities, I was just complaining to another artist about how I ran out of my postcards, and they were like, you can just FedEx it. And I was like, what? Because I always hear people, they print their prints, they restock really fast, but I just like, how do you do that? I was gonna research about it when I get back to my luxurious living space. So, after that, I needed to reward myself with sushi again, Ito sushi, but this time I was actually going to get sushi. Let's see the net. Okay, so that's what I was saying. It's basically the same as Thursday, which is really good and awesome. So after my incredibly yummy, tasty, delicious, scrumptious meal, I head back home and I realized that I could just put in a FedEx print order and then they'll have it available the next day. So I decided to do that and go to sleep. Okay, so Saturday's the big day. If you worked in retail, you know Saturday is always the busiest day. And so I knew that I needed to get ready and I went over to FedEx to pick up those prints. And one thing I was really scared of is the quality of the prints, because I obviously want to give you guys the best looking prints. And I was very satisfied with how the prints came out, and the quality of the art was very nice. So satisfied, I continued on my way to head to the convention center. I saw this advertisement for this haunted hospital, and I was perplexed because I was like, why would you actually want to go to a place where many real people have died? I don't know, seems kind of disrespectful. But anyways, I'm doing probably my 4th round around the artist alley once again, because once again I am addicted to this place. I collected some amazing goodies from Olive and also met Kelsey Kishi Draws. She was so nice and awesome. Then I also got some goods from some artists, and I got this mystery pin box thing, and I got a cute drinky thing. Wow, amazing. Okay, so now let's talk about probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Okay, so I still had that coffee from yesterday because I didn't want it to go to waste. And you know, this is like Vietnamese coffee, and it was quite strong. And so I'm very sensitive to caffeine, and I think it was hitting, might I say, it might have been hitting too hard, and I'm blaming the caffeine for this. Okay, I'm blaming it on the caffeine. But basically, I was so excited to talk to these artists, and I was like, oh, I have business cards, because I'm gonna give business cards to artists I like. But then I realized I ran out. So then I was like, what if I just give them my Instagram? And so, oh my god, I'm cringing internally while I'm thinking about this. I went to my table. Mind you, they didn't ask for this, okay? I went to my table and I got a note and I put my Instagram handle on it and I gave it to them. Listen, maybe it doesn't sound that bad, but it's really bad because they probably forgot about it, which is okay. That's okay, but that's just really embarrassing. And we're going to forget about that forever. Anyways, are you ready for the biggest day of the day? So it actually was pretty slow, at the beginning at least. And now here is a replication of what I do while someone is browsing at my table, because I don't want to just stare at them. Then I proceed to sell more art. And then someone actually wanted my display of the Miku poster. So then I was like, okay, just come after the con. And so they arrive. And then they were also like, can you help me unbox this mystery box because my arm is broken? And I was like, yeah, of course. See, this is the kind of services you get when you come to my table. I am literally the best table in the artist alley. No, I'm kidding. That's a disservice to my artist friends. But you know what I mean? But maybe I'm actually bad luck because they got the one variant they didn't want, unfortunately. Oh my god. And then that's it. It's done. I realized this whole convention I haven't really recorded any of my artist friends, which is okay because I don't have that many here. I had like one, so I would say I made 2 though. I made 2 artist friends, but right when the con ends, you know, everyone is already trying to get out of there, so immediately just half of the tables just poofed into thin air, and I was like, well, I guess I can't squeeze some footage from my vlog out of them, or so I thought. And so here is a very special feature. Can I interview you?
Pee pee poo poo. Pee pee poo poo.
Thank you. Yeah, I think he was suffering from exhaustion. So I pack up and I say goodbye. And yup, that's it. I'm leaving this convention center for at least a long time. Here's today's earnings, and I realized that I beat MomoCon's numbers, which made me feel victorious. Like, was that a Disney Channel show? I don't know, but just like that, okay? And then I looked on Google Maps and I saw some place that had some ravioli that I wanted to try out. So I walked over to eat some delicious ravioli, and then I am told that there is no more seating, but I can order to go. So I ordered my to-go ravioli, and yes, it does look a little bit like extremities, but I swear it tasted it did taste really good. It tasted really good. So I go to sleep, and then the next day I arrive to the airport where I can finally stop the pain of my feet walking every day. Of course, I need to get a milkshake for myself, and then we can say goodbye to Salt Lake City. I actually get a view of the giant salty lake, I think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, what else would that be? I made it back home to my little car goobers. Here's my incredible haul. I wasn't super on top of it, so I might be missing some tags. So here's my convention review. I would say there was lots of foot traffic. Unfortunately, I didn't see a lot of volunteers helping people who would potentially really need to go to the bathroom, or else they start developing a UTI. But I think it was a good convention because it's probably the biggest in Utah, and so everyone saves up for it and splurges their money there. So yeah. Anyways, here's the final numbers, and those are really good for my standards. Also, my expenses were kept very low because I was able to pay for the flight and the room with my credit card points, and that's very nice. If you're curious about some of my best and worst sellers, for the things that sold the best, we obviously sold the most Miku postcards, which I sold 33, which is the most I've ever sold of an item. So that's pretty crazy. The Miku charm, people love Miku. The Gumi charm, my red rum print, the Javik print, also my sticker with my character and the goat. And then here's the worst things. At these, I actually sold 0 of. That's how bad and sticky they were. Everyone hates the On charm, apparently. Everyone hates the Dante charm. Nobody wants the Frankie charm or my Adante charm, which is my OC. So yeah, I do want to get rid of those because those are stinkers. So that's the end of FanX Salt Lake City. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for everyone who visited my table or checked out my art, or any new viewers or anything like that. And also thank you to my patrons. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Have a good one.